Right, and that's going to depend on how these partnerships are structured. We saw these memoranda of understanding, which are kind of general documents that describe the intent of the partner to work with LSU to take over the operations of some of these facilities. Just a point about that, what you're seeing from these partnerships, again, I'll go to, the state did not do analyses to look at cost of these partnership, quality of care, the access that you're going to see. At least that hasn't been described at this point in the MOU. The primary driver of these is to pull in some private funds to use as match in the Medicaid program to supplant state dollars. And so what you'll see, if you read the MOUs, they describe these milestone payments, upfront payments from the private providers that will then be used as match in the Medicaid program to draw down federal funds as a way of offsetting the budget shortfall this year. People need to pay attention to the fact that these payments are lump sum lease payments for future activity, and so it's payments now for lease arrangements that will come in the future, year or years. In the case of the New Orleans Hospital, one of the payments, a $13 million payment, is for the lease of the new facility, which won't open until 2016 or so. So we're using those future year lease payments for current year match to fix a budget problem this year in the program. And so so that's one of the issues with the partnerships. I think that's the driving issue with the partnerships, is how to allow the state to back state funds out of the Medicaid program, but still derive the federal benefit of the Medicaid program. In terms of how the uninsured are going to be dealt with, that's all going to be an issue that's got to be outlined in great detail in these cooperative endeavor agreements, which it seems like is going to be coming as the next step, the more granular document to follow. Now, in the case where we actually negotiated one of those with Our Lady of the Lake in Baton Rouge, that was a lengthy negotiation. That process took us a couple of years to work out those details. How the uninsured would get covered was covered in great detail in those documents that we worked out with Our Lady of the Lake, where the lake agreed to take the uninsured, to take the Medicaid population. DHH agreed to pay Our Lady of the Lake to take care of the uninsured, to take care of the Medicaid population. DHH agreed to pay the physicians, the private physicians at Our Lady of the Lake, to take care of the uninsured when they were in the hospital. So all of that was dealt with in great detail in that document that took a long period of time to work out. So we'll just have to see what those documents say in that regard. In fact, the negotiations among LSU, Our Lady of the Lake, and DHH at the time, as you said, the hospital was open. Was not intended to be eliminating services in a transition period. In fact, what was described in that cooperative endeavor agreement is an expansion of services. What was acknowledged was, once the uninsured have access to services at the lake, there are going to be services that they offer that LSU didn't offer: neurosurgery, cardiovascular surgery, more specialty services. And so modeled in the financial side of that was going to be increased funding for access to those specialty services in Baton Rouge. And we also modeled an increase in access to services on the outpatient side as well. And so there was a significant increase in inpatient and outpatient activity that was modeled in there, not a reduction and shrinking of services.
Mm-hmm.